You probably heard that during the midst of the pandemic that the United States was in a teen mental health crisis. And it was. And it still is. So what's the solution for this? Well, according to a Seattle school district, the solution is to sue the hell out of TikTok and Facebook for harming their students' mental health. My first impression is that this is stupid and a little bit scapegoaty. Let me tell you why this is not the solution. When I first saw this article, it made me laugh. Don't get me wrong, I know social media can be harmful to teen mental health and really anybody's mental health. I also know that a lot of that depends on how you use social media. I wanted to learn more and figure out if there was really any justification to suing a social media company for harming teen mental health. I wanted to get more perspective on if companies like TikTok, Facebook, Twitter were intentionally practicing things that were harmful to teen mental health, or if this is more of kind of like a user error or kind of a how you use it type of case. Because you're a subscriber to my channel, I know you are smart enough to realize that all of these social media companies' goals is to, can you guess what it is? Make money! But it's how far they will actually go to make this money that makes it a little bit scary. Did you know that social media companies are doing more than just trying to bring you content that you will like? They are trying to psychologically reprogram your behavior because they want you to use their platform as much as possible, even if it is detrimental to your health. If you've never seen the movie The Social Dilemma, it's a Netflix documentary where they interview former employees of companies like Google, Apple, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Pinterest, and a few more that I'm probably forgetting. And they interview these people to kind of get more of a clear picture of like what's going on behind the scenes, what did they see, what's the intent of these companies.
You must know all kinds of things back there behind the curtain.
And here's a really good scene from the movie that I think explains pretty well, one way at least, how they try to psychologically reprogram your mind and how you behave.
We really want to modify someone's behavior. We want them to take this action. We want them to keep doing this with their finger.
Pull that refresh again, it's new every single time, which in psychology we call a positive intermittent reinforcement.
You don't know if you're going to get something, which operates just like the slot machines in Vegas. I want to dig down deeper into the brainstem and implant inside of you an unconscious habit so that you are being programmed at a deeper level. You don't even realize it.
Why are social media companies even trying to reprogram you? Here is how every single one of these social media platforms' business model looks like and works. So first, build an amazing platform that people want to use. Get those people addicted to that platform. Extract as much data from the people that are using the platform, and then sell that data via ads to companies that want to advertise on the platform. So when he talks about how getting a notification on your phone is kind of like playing a slot machine in Vegas, it's true. Guess what though? You don't have to have notifications on. They literally do nothing but produce harm for you. You don't need to be notified when someone sends you a friend request, tags you in a picture, or comments on a post of yours. This goes along with my theory that if you use social media correctly and wisely, that it really shouldn't have a negative impact on your mental health. But this doesn't mean that social media companies aren't trying to control you. I couldn't find the clip to show you all here, but at one point during that movie, they have the former, I think, Facebook VP of growth, and they have him on camera saying, "We want to figure out how to manipulate you and give you back that dopamine hit." Now, if you don't know what dopamine is, I covered that in my last video. Go take a look at it. That's scary though, because if they can manipulate our brains to think that we need, for example, Facebook to get that dopamine hit, that is an easy way to control and get us addicted to that platform. And when social media really started coming up and getting on the rise, that's when we start to see those scary numbers.
It's up 62% for older teen girls. It's up 189% for the preteen girls. Even more horrifying, we see the same pattern with suicide. The older teen girls, 15 to 19 years old, they're up 70% compared to the first decade of the century. The preteen girls, who have very low rates to begin with, they are up 151%. And that pattern points to social media.
Is it the fault of TikTok that teens are in a mental health crisis? My opinion, no. Do I believe that Seattle School District actually has a case in suing TikTok and Facebook? No. I'm not saying they won't win, but I still think that is absolutely ridiculous. Let's do what I've been saying for years, which is to teach people how to use social media correctly so it's not putting a negative impact on your mental health, especially for the younger generations who are growing up with social media. Like I say all the time, let's be proactive with our mental health. Same thing in this scenario. Let's be proactive with how to use social media correctly so it isn't putting a huge negative impact on millions and millions of people. How can you use social media without having a negative impact on your mental health? Well, I'm glad you asked. First, curate your news feed with people, companies that inspire you, motivate you, make you laugh, teach you things, etc. You want your feed to be full of things that make you feel good, lift you up, not things that are bringing you down. It is your job to do this, not TikTok, not Facebook, and not Twitter. Number 2, set a limit for how much you use social media. Now, I don't know the perfect time in which you should use social media on a day. An hour? 2 hours? 30 minutes? I have no idea, but I guess that's where it comes down to you. You need to figure out what works for you. First of all, go figure out how much time you're spending on these apps. Now, if you go to the App Store, you can download a ton of different apps that'll show you exactly how much time you spend on your phone and what apps on your phone that you spend the most time on. And there are tons of apps that do this. And not only that, but they'll allow you to set daily limits for yourself. So for example, if you say, hey, I only want to be on TikTok for 30 minutes a day, please kick me off once I've reached that limit. You can get on your phone in the app, type it in, and it'll kick you off. And as you can see in this screenshot of my phone, I by no means am perfect at this either. As you can tell, I'm very well addicted and spend a pretty great deal of time on social media. And to be honest, I don't see much of a negative impact for me. And that's why I'm kind of going through these lists to show you, like, if I think you follow these rules, which is the rules that I follow for myself, that it doesn't have a big impact on me. Number 3, turn off your freaking notifications. I'm not just talking about social media either. I'm talking about notifications in general. If you think of notifications from kind of an outside perspective and you kind of think about how the brain works, you know, and what we did 50 years ago, our brain was not meant to be interrupted by ding, I gotta check what my phone is. You are addicted if you do that. And man, I noticed that pretty early on and I just took off all my notifications. So next time you look on your phone to see what time it is, you won't be bamboozled into thinking, oh, I need to check out what this notification is. Now, like I said, I turned off all my notifications, both lock screen and, unlocked screen off until I realized that I actually do need to be notified about some things. Sorry to the eBay user that I didn't ship the bowling ball to. I was trying to improve my mental health. So you may have apps that you do need the notifications to stay on your phone. But you'll notice overall when you kind of go through the list and turn off can be the vast majority of them, that you won't be on your phone as much. And then number 4, one quick one, and this really isn't social media, rule per se, but I just want to throw that in there because it made me think of the notification stuff, is turn off the little stupid bubble things that are on your like Messenger and Facebook that tell you how many notifications or messages you have. That stuff is just designed to get you to click on that, and I know it because as soon as I turned it off, I stopped clicking on it so much. But I could not get on my phone and see that I had bubbles on the Facebook and not click on it. I could not get myself to stop. But once I turned it off, then it was like, oh, okay, cool. Then I was able to spend less time on it. So that's just a suggestion as well. To conclude, let's not blame teen mental health issues on these big social media companies, because to be honest, you and I are the ones to blame. Schools, and most importantly, parents, need to be teaching their teens and children how to use social media correctly and in a healthy way. Now, imagine you're a parent with a child who is a teenager, or maybe you are a parent with a child who is a teenager. Would you sue Toyota if your teen got in a wreck going 100 miles per hour? No. Because that teen should be taught, or should have been taught, that going that fast is extremely dangerous. That's not the fault of Toyota. That's the fault of the teen, and maybe the parent if they didn't teach them that. So what do you think? Do you think the public school districts have a valid reason to be suing these social media companies? Or do you agree more with me that it's really more on you and I to make sure we're doing what we're supposed to be doing and teaching those that we have dependence over at what they should be doing and using social media correctly? This video is purely my opinion. This is not fact by any means. Just thought it was an interesting story, but seriously, if you have a different opinion, if you think I'm wrong or you think I missed a point, comment below. I want to hear that stuff. I don't mind hearing the other side. I know I'm wrong all the time, so I like to hear it. I like to hear other people's perspectives, so please let me know in the comments. All right, I will see you all next week. Until then, peace.